This week on the Spotlight, you got Michael J. Jordan, and we're going to be flashing back with others. People like Jeremy Roenick. He was a great Blackhawk before he was an announcer, people. Some of you may not know that. Then we flash back to Bobby Jenks, who was one of the ace relievers on the 2005 World Series White Sox. And we flash back even more when Frank Thomas was knocking home runs. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Great repairs at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to the Ballpark Pub for my trivia game. It's alternate Mondays at 8 p.m. The next one, May 29th. Come eat, drink, and play. Try to win the game. It's at 514 West Pershing Road. Have fun. I'll see you over there. You've got to get to the Sock. Live Benkowski Trivia. Alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. See you there. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to Lulu's because they've got it all. Italian beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken, gyros, fish, salads, subs, ribs, and a lot more. At Taylor and Ogden, 2200 West, you got to check out Lulu's. They got everything. So you've got to get to the Ballpark Pub for my trivia game. Alternate Mondays at 8 p.m. May 29th, the next one. Come eat, drink, play, try to win. 514 West Pershing Road. They have a unique menu with a lot of great stuff. I go there for lunch frequently. And great cocktails, great staff. Just a good group of people. The Ballpark Pub, 514 West Pershing, right there by Pernod. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Porter. Welcome to another edition of the Benkowski Sports Spotlight. We're on the streets of the northern suburbs, arbitrarily picking a point because of the great true spring weather. We just had to get outdoors and do the openings of the various segments from Chicagoland. So let's tell you a little bit about what's going on in this week's show. First, we're going to start with the Bulls. The story of the return of the Orlando Magic. And even though Shaquille kind of had his own way the last time Orlando came to town, that was slightly altered this time around. The Magic hung close in the first half with great plays by the dominant Shaq and by his buddy Laterrio Green with a tremendous drive here. But Michael Jordan countered with some great help from Scottie Pippen and even John Paxson beginning to contribute. And it was still relatively close at the half. But then the Bulls put on the afterburners in the third quarter. Tremendous plays. Look at Horace Grant with this block leading to the 3 by BJ. Scotty with some cleanup and Scott Williams too. And the Bulls go on to win handily. First we talk to Michael Jordan.
Patrick didn't come in with the flair that he's come in the league with, and certainly he does not get that. He did not get the treatment that Shaquille is getting, and it's just And when you talk about marketable athletes, they said it many years about me, and now they're saying it about him. So, I can certainly understand the complaint, seeing both sides of it now.
Too much respect for a rookie from the refs?
Well, I mean,
You got to earn it, don't you?
you got to earn it, but certainly sometimes these athletes are getting better and better that you can't assume, and you got to be actually sure in terms of what you see, and evidently some of these eyes are getting a little bit slow reflexes.
Michael, is everyone getting testy right now? The referees, the players, you said the fight that happened the other day. Are players getting testy right now because you can't wait for the playoffs to begin?
Well, I think everybody's jockeying for position, jockeying for types of play that's going to be expected and certainly look for in the playoffs, referees, teams, whatever. And, you got a little bit more rust, a little bit more friction there, and you got to stay on top of it. Referees got to stay on top of it, and certainly teams got to stand up for what they believe in and the type of basketball they want to play.
Michael, you came out looking to pass, it looked, as a first option early in the game. Why was that?
It was just just the mood that I was in, I guess. I really felt that the other guys really got off well offensively, and I could sense from the beginning that I was a focal point, and I didn't want to press the issue. I just wanted to see how well we can respond, knowing that they were going to focus on me. And the team responded well, and it really didn't call for me to do anything out of the ordinary. And I basically laid back and let the guys do the work, and I contributed in other areas.
Yeah, I didn't think I said anything to get a technical. I walked by him and I said it, plain as day. I said, hey, Ronnie, what did I do? Lay a finger on him? I just thought he got the ball and tripped, and they called the foul. I didn't understand the foul, or it was never justified, and he never answered my question. He just gave me a technical.
Was your frustration from that play alone, or had it been building for the whole game?
From a lot of things. I'm just out there trying to play. 7 minutes, 4 fouls. Scott had got one, Bill had got a couple, and like I stated earlier, somebody had asked the question that Shaquille's complaining that he's getting a rookie treatment. I wish I could get that kind of treatment, and I'm in my 5th year.
He had gotten an out-of-bounds call going in his favor just a second before that foul. Did that have anything to do with it, or were you thinking about that? Or?
No, not really. I just go out there and try to play hard, and it doesn't seem like I get the respect from the officials. I don't know if it just seems like ever since that Milwaukee series, my sophomore year, I know that's going, way back, but, it's kind of like, all the things that happened. It was like Rod Thorne pointed me out as, I think he labeled me as a thug in the paper when somebody did an interview with him, and ever since then I've been fighting an uphill battle.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. Several new faces on the 2008 White Sox. Bobby Jenks was asked what his goals are for 2008.
My goals going into last year were being real consistent in those non-save and, just out there getting an inning of work in when I needed to, being focused in those spots. And that's the same thing I'm going to do this year. Make sure I'm ready to go anytime I'm in there.
put up a record streak last year. Do you go into the season saying, that's something I'm going to repeat, that's something that I can do again?
No, I mean, I didn't even, you can't plan on those type of things, obviously. I was very fortunate and lucky because there's a lot of breaks and balls that went my way during that streak, and, things like that don't happen, obviously. That's why, I was only the second person in the game to ever do it. So, obviously, they don't come easy, and you can't ever, count on those.
Bobby, your club made some acquisitions to get to you in the games. What did you think about the pitchers that you've added?
I'm sorry, say the last part?
About the pitchers that you've added to the roster in the offseason.
Obviously, awesome. Two guys, Linebrink and Dotel, with great experience, veteran players that are going to make a big impact right when they come into the, in the spring training. They're, not to take anything away from the younger guys we had last year. These guys, you don't have to wait for them to grow up into the game. They're here already and they're ready to play.
What about what should be an interesting camp in that you'll have battles for positions at maybe 3 or 4 different spots?
It is. It's going to be an interesting spring, especially, we've probably got 5 locked up right now in the bullpen. That last spot's going to be a fun challenge for some of the guys. And, definitely with the second base, shortstop, left field, center field, all those, it's going to be a fun spring to see where we pan out.
Kenny warned people not to judge your club too much because of the conditions in Arizona. What can you remind us about what happens in Arizona that's different than major league action?
Well, I don't know. That's a bad question to ask me. I just go out there and, one thing that you do notice as a pitcher, your curveball, your breaking ball, it gets you a little bit flatter because the air's thinner. Other than that, I don't know a big difference. I don't see a big difference.
I know earlier last year in 07, there was a lot of thought, the weather's rough. The hitters will take a while to come around. The pitchers are going to take a while to come around, but that's when your team fell behind. What will your approach be to bad weather Chicago in April and or May?
There's nothing you can do. There's bad weather here every year. You got to get used to it. Go out there and play.
Is this something that never bothered you?
No, I guess I got a little advantage because I grew up where I did, North Idaho. First week is, I can't say spring, but practice, you're shoveling snow. So, until summer ball came around. And, it's just one of those things that you can grow accustomed to, I guess, at a younger age. But, a lot of these guys who are coming in for the first time here in Chicago in the cold weather this early in the season, if they got a problem with it, they better put it on 2 shirts.
What about the idea of having your best season under your belt and something to grow on and being a veteran this time coming to camp?
It's I would never consider myself a veteran. There's still too much for me to learn about this game and how to become a better pitcher and a better closer. I still got a lot of learning to do and looking forward to doing it.
I guess I use veteran because you got a couple years in and you've got a World Series ring. So doesn't that sort of qualify you as a veteran?
I guess I'm a 3-year veteran. How about that?
Can you elaborate a little bit more on what I guess, I don't know if you read the papers or listen to the media much, but there was a lot of critique about the White Sox and how their offseason went and maybe disappointment on the part of some fans and media that some of the bigger names that were thrown around weren't acquired. Do you have any feel for that and how your team will compensate for that?
It's just one of those things that I think happens every year. There's always a certain crowd of free agents who are going to the offseason. Every team wants them and every fan wants to see them on their team. It's just one of those things where, things don't always work out. And, obviously, we didn't get the big names that, like the Torrey Hunters that, will come to Chicago. But, we got, a lot of other guys who can come in and, make an impact right just like he can.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. We're back in the spotlight, and now it's time to talk Blackhawks. Going back to last Thursday, the Blackhawks squared off against the Buffalo Sabres, a team with tremendous firepower. Turned out the story in the first period was their goaltender, Grant Fuhr, with repeated stop after a tremendous save. And another great one, too. Fine work by Grant Fuhr in the nets to keep the Sabres competitive through the first period, and then it was time for offense. This one made it 3-1. Buffalo in control. Then the incomparable Alexander Mogilny, 4-1 Buffalo. But that wasn't all. Dale Hawerchuk, 5-1. Then the Hawks were back on the comeback trail. Brent Sutter, and the Hawks were down 3. Stefan Matteau in the right place at the right time. And the lead was cut to 2. Then late in the period, Jeremy Roenick brings the Hawks to within 5-4, but it was too little too late. Buffalo wins it, and we talked to the NHL's leading scorer.
You know, it'd be a great honor. You know, it's unfortunate circumstances with his illness. What I'm happy about is that he's healthy and he's back. In Montreal at the All-Star game, he did tell me that he said, Pat, he says, I asked him how he's doing. He said he's feeling well. I said, that's great. He says, well, I'll give you a little bit of a lead, then I'll come take you on. And he's definitely a man of his word, and I'm just happy he's healthy. And, you know, it'd be a great honor. There's, you know, I think any player in this game would say that, but there's still, we got 10 games left, and we'll see what happens.
It can't be accepted. We're not going to carry on in playoffs if we play that way.
Where were the breakdowns defensively?
Well, the bottom line is that tonight's history, and we got to go into New York in a positive frame of mind, and we got to get ourselves ready and go in there and play hard and win a hockey game. And every game from here on in is critical games. You know, everyone's looking at standings. Sure, they're important, but the bottom line is playing well and getting your team going for playoffs. And you know, we got to get going. We got to take that extra step and get up on that ladder and get going.
After being in the front as long as you have been, it'd be a damn shame to see it go away here.
Well, we're not thinking like that right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I mean,
We don't even talk about it in here. You guys shouldn't either.
How frustrating is it, Jeremy, when you guys had as many chances as you did, especially in the second and third period, and weren't able to cash in and just went behind?
Grant played a good game. He played a strong game. He seems to sometimes play well against us and make those key saves, and he kept them into the game pretty well.
I don't know. I think of late we've just been holding back, and we're a team that's got to play 60 minutes, and especially in our building, because teams are intimidated coming in here. But on the other hand, they do know that they're playing a first place hockey club, and also we were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year, so a lot of teams got things to prove when they come into here.
And it's time to talk a little bit about the Bulls and their game against the Phoenix Suns. Charles Barkley's ballyhooed return to Chicago, with the Suns coming in the NBA's best record.
Oliver Miller and Mark West just did a fantastic job at the center. They've been getting criticized a little bit this year, not for playing bad, but for not being David Robinson. But those guys are good players, and they both stepped up and did a super job. I think Cedric Ceballos has shown that he's a legitimate excellent small forward in this league. It was nice to get Richard Dumas a couple minutes, and certainly Charles and Kevin showed that they're two of the best, if not the best, at their positions. And Dan Marley held Michael to 42. I thought that was really nice. 44. I thought it was nice defense by Dan. It really was. I mean, that guy's unbelievable.
Charles, the pick on Michael at the end of the game. Let's talk about that. Is that the type of thing that you've been doing all year on this team?
Well, I'll tell you what, I felt like when me and Kevin would be great together in a pick and roll situation.
Michael didn't have a chance there. I mean, can you set a better pick than that?
I set a great pick, but Kevin had to make the play. And we played, made all the plays we had to make.
What about the way you used your body on Horace tonight? It seemed like he couldn't really stop you when you wanted to go past.
Well, I played well, and I made some key baskets down the stretch to give us the lead a couple times, and that was important.
Charles, what does it say? 2 weeks in a row you're beating the team with the
Don't say anything. It just said right now we had a great regular season and we want to keep it going. You know this stuff don't mean anything in the playoffs start. It all starts over 0-0. The only thing we want to have happen if there's a 7th game and in the series, we want it to be in Phoenix. Yeah, we have a very good team at home.
Well, I'm just trying to get back into rhythm, and anytime you make your first couple shots, you feel a little more confident shooting, because I'm the type of guy that's not going to get a whole lot of shots on the floor. So if I make 2 or 3 in a row, I might look for it a little bit more. But I'm just trying to get myself back into a groove, into shape, and hopefully help this team down the stretch.
You feel like you're getting it?
Yeah, I mean, I came into the game tonight feeling awful, so I didn't know. I didn't expect very much. Maybe that's what I should do every night. But I'm just trying to get back, and 7 weeks off and a little surgery. I didn't know what to expect. I'm just trying to find my rhythm out on the floor.
Is there any particular reason why?
No, it's not. I mean, if I knew that, I would be making it.
Yeah.
Scott, you didn't have a chance to see Sabalas much this year, obviously playing in the West, but did his quickness, his ability to go to the basket surprise you at all?
No, it's not. I mean, I scouted, and watched and knew what solid player he was. I think what got him off to a big game is really that, we're having a double team on Charles and not really paying attention to him. He got off to a big night.
Chances were there. You guys got the lead. They call a timeout, and then the 8-0 run. That seemed to be the killer.
Well, they're one of those teams that hit you with spurts, and we didn't stop the spurt. They hit us right there at the end. But when you look at it, that's not what beat us. I think, the foul shooting was a big problem for us tonight. I missed too many foul shots, and you got to make your foul shots down the stretch.
You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. My game show at Oliver's gets better and better. At 6100 West 159th Street in Oak Forest. Live trivia alternate Thursdays at 7 p.m. Have great food, great drink, and great trivia at Oliver's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. You've got to get to McKell's for my trivia game. The next one Wednesday, May 24th, 7:30 p.m. Easy to reach, 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie and Mount Greenwood. Fun place, good people. You'll have a fun time. Try this corner bar. It's unique. McKell's. My trivia game, 3259 West 111th Street. I'll see you over there. I think you'll have a good time. But it's time for transition. Goodbye to baseball, hello to hockey. And we're going to take you to a game at New Comiskey Park that essentially marked the end of the White Sox season, emotionally, if not mathematically. Things look pretty good on the brisk night at New Comiskey Park when Tim Raines delivers this 2-run single And the White Sox had a quick 2-0 lead, and you're thinking maybe Jack McDowell will win his 18th. Then next up, Robin Ventura comes through with a blast in the gap, and the 2-run double makes it 4-0 White Sox. And Jack McDowell is getting very confident at this point, and the 40,000 or so on hand are saying, yeah. Number 3 in the batting order, Big Frank Thomas. Blasts one, and this man en route to 300 times reaching base this year connects for the 2-run homer, and it's 6-0 White Sox. And Hawk Harrelson saying, yes, the Sox fans are getting very confident. But a downhill trend began at that point, and it would continue when Frank Thomas's former Auburn football teammate Bo Jackson whiffs, and although he looks controlled, is pretty mad at himself as he bops himself in the head. And then Jack McDowell was bopping himself in the head when the veteran journeyman slugger Pete O'Brien connects deep here and makes the score 7-3 at that point in the game. And maybe McDowell's 18th victory is looking not quite so certain at this point. By the time the 9th inning rolled around, it was 8-4 White Sox. Bobby Thigpen came in to preserve it and ended up being the arsonist as O'Brien slams through the key 2-run double, and Scott Bradley ends up tying the ball game at 8-8 in absolutely shocking fashion. The White Sox in big trouble. They go to the 11th inning. The ground crew comes out for a second time around, and Ken Griffey Jr. stuns them with a 2-run homer in the 11th. The White Sox go down as their hopes for the division. What do you think about it, Ken Griffey Jr.?
There's a whole lot of me. I mean, right now, we've been struggling, and then we battled back. We lost 4 in a row, and then everybody, we had a team meeting, said, hey, let's go. We got 10 games left. Let's put it in gear.
From your outlook on the American League West, which is pretty clearly the best in baseball, what do you see the Twins doing against the East, if you think it will be Toronto?
Oh, just Toronto, it's going to be good. If they fall, you never know what's going to happen to Boston. But it's going to be good. I mean, I'm going to be there, watching. Just like everybody else in the nation, I'm going to be sitting there watching TV, watching what's going on. But hopefully, since it's our division, I'm going to root for the Twins.
And any thoughts in the National League?
Hate to say this, but hopefully it's the Pirates because it's my hometown. Well, actually, I was born there.
That's cool. So you'd like to see a Pirates-Minnesota World Series?
Yeah, and then I have to root for the Pirates.
Basically, that was one of the reasons we brought him in that situation. Because he hadn't been throwing, and of course we wanted to win the game, so we sent him out there, and pardon me, unfortunately, we couldn't get him stopped.
Isn't this hurt more than this is just a loss? I mean, you had these guys on the ropes and you let them off.
Hey, by the way, the Ballpark Pub at 514 West Pershing Road. Soup, salads, burgers, pulled pork, mixed drinks, 16 beers on tap. And my next trivia game, April 17th. You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Great repairs, great people. Lansing Floral, 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.